G'day, I'm Pete Techman Coman here at Integrate 2023, and I'm on the audio-visual distributors stand with Jason Rouzaire from SCT, Sound Control Technologies. Jason, it's really great to see you. It's been a little while.
Yeah, great to see you too.
Yeah. Mate, I love Sound Control Technologies. It's a very unique product, right? It solves problems.
Sure.
And it just works, right?
Right.
And we have a lot of our clients use Cisco solutions and they use Poly solutions. And especially within a bigger space, now that we've got, when we start separating the camera from the codec, and we've got the codec that's sitting in the rack or somewhere else, it's not local to the device,
right.
It becomes a real problem for extension. And
Absolutely.
Sure, we could probably put HDMI extenders on there, but then we've got to deal with audio issues and USB and all that kind of stuff.
Correct.
And you guys just specialize in really video conferencing, transportation or connectivity, right?
Absolutely, that's exactly what we do.
Yeah.
And you rightly said, we're problem solvers.
Yeah.
Everything that we do is from feedback that we get from system integrators or consultants with particular installation issues, and which are like what you say, coordination of power, running multiple cables. So we try to simplify the installation by providing some electronics that will transport all those signals from a codec location to a camera, or from a table to the codec. Sure. And we also do all the metalwork as well with regards to mounting of the hardware, including the cameras, so they can hide away the extension solution.
Absolutely. So if we start at this end and we work our way through, so we have here, this is the remote tabletop kit transmitter. Now, what I like about this one, so this can take up to 3 microphones. So this is for a Cisco codec.
Yes, for the Cisco Codec Plus or Room Kit Plus, which has a total of 3 microphones. It also can work with their Room Kit Bar, which has two microphone inputs as well. It's got exactly the same connectivity except for 1 less mic input. Okay. But it takes care of all the connectivity from the backplane of the codec to the table over
basically just replicates it, doesn't it?
It replicates it over 1 cable, and it can be powered at either end. The end it would make sense is at the codec location, so you have centralized power there. You run your single cable to the table, and we provide all the necessary interconnects as well that the integrator might need to get it to the table. And we provided some additional connectivity as well. We've got a line in and a line out as well, which can be used as for another application, or an example of that is providing a feed for, say, an induction loop at the table, and you don't need to run additional cables. We've also got a USB port on there, so one of the applications for that is maybe there's a resident PC in the meeting room, or for the meeting room, I should say, at the codec location, and we can extend the keyboard and mouse or a Bluetooth dongle back at the table.
And another thing that I noticed that we had a look at before was the synchronized mic mute. So we have a Cisco Touch 10 here, and you can see if we...
Actually, that one's the Navigator.
That's the Navigator. Apologies. But you can see that we can press any of these microphones, and it's all, whether it's the mute button on the microphones or the mute button on the touch panel, and they're all synchronized, because that becomes a big problem as well.
Of course,
right?
Right. We maintain all the functionality that you would expect ordinarily if you were plugging directly to the codec. We don't manipulate that signal, so it's absolutely, the codec sees exactly the same signal as it normally would, and the LED functionality follows the touch panel and vice versa.
That's awesome. And you've also got a local HDMI input as well. So this would sit at the table, and you could plug a laptop into it, for example, and all of this is combined and just goes over 1 cable to the receiver.
Cable, absolutely.
That's awesome. And then moving on to the Cisco Quad-Cam series of codecs or cameras. Now, these are very unique in themselves, right? There's multiple cameras in here, and we have to actually get, for this camera to work properly or to do what the sticker says on the box.
The intended purpose.
The intended purpose of having the quad cams, we actually need two HDMI feeds from here over to the codec. So you also have a box that does that.
Yes. So this is the Remote KM8 platform, exclusively for the Cisco quad cam.
Yes.
As you mentioned, it provides the two HDMI feeds as well as control, and it also powers the quad cam from the extender set. So you need only one power supply for both ends of the extender set and the camera. So all three devices get powered up.
I don't need the local power supply.
Absolutely
that comes
not. No, that's the same for all of our camera extension kits. You no longer need power at the camera. We power them directly from the extension set. So the two HDMI feeds work beautifully for the, particularly for the panoramic mode, is when the two HDMI feeds are used with Cisco.
So all these signals, everything, all the audio, all the video, everything is all connects to this box, to the transmitter, and that's connected to a receiver with one cable. One cable. And then we have the codec in the rack or elsewhere.
So and we do the rack mount solution for the hardware at the rack end as well. In fact, we also do a custom rack mount for Cisco and Poly codecs as well, which has mounting locations for our receivers within that rack mount.
Okay. And moving along, we've got, so this is a AVA PTZ camera.
Right.
And you have, so one thing that I noticed, especially on your website, is that there is, when you hit the website, you can actually search for the product in various ways.
Yes.
One of them is by manufacturer, i.e., is it Cisco, is it Poly, is it AVA, and you can search for it, and then it comes up with the different product options, because a lot of your products are very, very specific to the manufacturer.
They absolutely are, and this is what makes them reliable, because they have one purpose in life, to work with that particular product that they've been designed for, or that kit is being designed for. So in this instance, we're actually demonstrating a couple of things. We have a USB extension kit, which is been purpose-built for this AVA camera, and it's also on a purpose-built mount, which...
So this mount is sound control technology?
All the mounts that you see here are sound control technologies, and the reason why we make the mounts is so we can have a neat installation and we can hide away the extender. Otherwise,
where are you going to put it?
Where are you going to put it? Exactly. And so we're just demonstrating the functionality here of the signal extension. We also have a USB switch, which is really useful in instances where there might be a soft codec in a room, and they also want to bring their own itinerant PC device and plug in. And it's an auto switcher in one of its default modes, but it actually can be controlled by a control system via contact closure as well.
And so you'll have, so this one here is for the AVA camera, but you would actually have, if it was say PTZ optics or something like that, like you'll have slightly different versions.
We have a variety of extension solutions for both USB and the traditional HDMI-based cameras. We generally test these, go through a testing process, and the thing that differs between a lot of the cameras is power supply voltage and the connectivity on the back of the camera. So that's why we do an exclusive kit. So all the system integrator has to worry about is getting a good quality CAT cable from A to B, terminating it, testing it, and then plugging it in. So it ends up being very much a plug and play affair.
Awesome. And moving along to the Poly solution. Now, this Poly it's like they're like a phoenix, they've risen from the ashes. They were gone for all money. They were gone.
Yeah, I kind of I'm eating my words now, because there were a few years ago I thought Poly's not coming back, and to be honest, they've come out in the last few years, come out with some fantastic products, which I absolutely love. I think they're really, really good.
They're really dominating the market.
And and as a result, obviously end users are thinking the same. And
we still have that same problem though, right? Like they're dominating the market. We still have remote cameras, like the E70 here, and then we've got the codec, so the G7500.
Yes, it is.
Yep. And we need to get, once again, from A to B. And also, when we're dealing with, like with this particular codec here, we can have multiple cameras in, like that we can feed into it.
Yes.
But once again, how do we get from the camera to the codec? And once again, you have boxes that can do that as well.
Right. So yeah, I mean, on display here we have a specialized kit for the Poly Studio E70. We're mounting this on our what we call our masonry or surface mount kit. Yep. There are a lot of instances where you don't have a cavity wall or you don't have the depth.
Yes.
Where this sort of takes the worry out of what you're going to do with the equipment and the camera and how you're going to mount it. So we can. This is actually a cable channel behind here.
Right, okay.
It actually comes. Yep. It comes in quite longer. This has been chopped just for the purposes of display here, and the extender sits in underneath the camera there, and we provide all the connectivity. Again, it's powering the camera as well as providing the necessary signal back to the codec.
So yeah, so like you said, a masonry wall maybe you can't get into the wall and get the cables down. You can actually conceal the cables behind this this mount, and then you've got the transmitter built in here.
Correct.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And we do. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we do this is a different mount here. We've got the Poly Eagle Eye 4. This is more a traditional cavity wall type mount. We do the very same thing for pretty much all the cameras. So, and we try to solve the problems that we hear from integrators. And so the more popular the camera is, generally the more mounting options we have available. We even do ceiling mount and VESA mounts as well, which encompass hiding away the extender as well.
Yep. And you're also, so it's not just the cameras that you extend, you're also extending microphones as well?
Yeah, we've got actually a new product for Poly. They've got their proprietary shielded RJ11 connection on the microphone. Now, we've come up with an extender set that'll extend the signal over 100 meters, like all of our other products. Yes. The distance that we aim for is 100 meters of signal extension, and so this is a very simplistic plug-and-play extender. We provide the patch cable for the other end. We also provide a variety of cable lengths for this proprietary cable connection. So it's a great product. It solves a lot of problems that people are having with Poly microphones in an installed environment. So, and we also have for the G7500, we have a remote table kit, very similar to the Cisco, but this one is polycentric. So what we have here is USB. We have PoE Ethernet for either the TC8 or TC10 touch panel, and we have the HDMI input for local content sharing. And again, it's a one cable solution. With our remote table kits, they can be powered at either end, but the end that makes most sense is the codec end for powering.
No, that's awesome. Like I said before, I mean, you guys solve problems.
You're right.
And for us, when we're designing systems, it's not a matter of what solution, we put in. It's which model do we put in.
Right.
That's what it really comes down to. It's just a no-brainer. It's just a default product. It just works, like you say, out of the box. And I just love the engineering behind it. I love all the thought that goes into it and the design to make it work, because as I said, it is challenging trying to deploy some of these systems in larger spaces, and you guys solve those problems.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, this has all come about from our interaction with system integrators and people like yourself who give us feedback about particular problems out in the field, and we try to make a solution that just works and is simplifies an installation, reduces human error. So
cool. And if people want more information for sound control on the range or the solutions that you offer at Sound Control Technologies, where should they go?
Our website's www.soundcontrol.net, and we have a solution finder which sort of makes the process a little bit easy, identifying the right product. They could reach out also to our distributor, audiovisual distributors in Australia, and get more information on the product. But we always encourage feedback too about the product. If there's a particular need that end users or system integrators or consultants have, that's what we develop all our products based on.
That's how the product gets better, right?
Right, absolutely.
No, that's awesome. Jason, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Pete.